For every Igbo man, the question is, where do you stand on the removal of Emeka Ihedioha as governor of Imo State? If you stand on the left, you are forever a man of history. If you do not stand on the right side of history, you will forever be remembered for shame and for disgrace to Igbo land.
Your Excellencies, Mr. President, Baba, who threatened to sack me at some point when I was a special assistant in his office under Vice President Ihedioha. He has forgotten me, he has forgiven me because he realized I mean well and I meant well. My boss, former Vice President Ihedioha. Our leader and the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives. Our leader, the former Commonwealth Secretary General, former presiding officers of the National Assembly, Senate, and House, incumbent members of the National Assembly, former governors here gathered, former ministers, and I must single out Mrs. Marjorie Okadibo, the wife of my late boss, who is here, and for your presence, remember Dr. Chuba Okadibo. My family, my wife, as a point of contact, my political family, the young men and women who have stood by me, who have believed in me, my social friends and allies, my political friends, and indeed, well-wishers, my cultural friends, my religious associates. Very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sikibo, you're still owing. Maybe when you discuss with Baba, he'll give you permission to pay in every currency. To say that I'm overwhelmed, to say that I'm very happy, to say that my day is made would just be an understatement. Earlier, Limoke said the man, Emeka, and the family. But he didn't tell you about, I'm sure you forgot that Emeka's stories are about 5 senior sisters and 4 immediate younger sisters. And so to usher me in was goodwill messages from 2 reputable, respectable women in our land. And that gives you an idea of my story. My mom, of blessed memory, would have been overjoyed to be here. And my dear wife, who knows that I'm indeed a good husband. Elder statesmen, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from President Obasanjo, who has been up since about 5 to ensure he caught up his flight. He was ready to leave. He got to the airport even before 8. By the time they finished documentation, he came straight from the airport. Vice President Ihedioha sat dressed ready by 8 a.m. because he said he doesn't want to be late before his boss would I proceed. To every other person who is here. My best man during my wedding, Andy Esemezie, who lives in Canada, said he must be here to witness this and celebrate his friend. To all of you who have left all that you are doing, I understand, I appreciate. And so that's why when I'm out and about, attending functions of friends, my wife understands why I have to do that. Even when I come back very late at night, she knows why. My life, I must say, I thank God for the parents that I had. I had a mother who would wake me up by 4 a.m. in the morning when I commit those usual bad behaviors. She would leave me to sleep by 4 a.m. because I was the only boy at the time before being a camp. So I had 5 senior sisters and 4 younger sisters. So my mom will leave me. About 4 a.m., she will use Kuboko. At that time, there will be no interference. So I'm alone in the room with her. So flog the hell out of me. So for the next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I'll be a big boy. So my father who taught me that, my father said to me, Emeka, the most expensive habit is keeping friends. I said, very expensive. I never understood until today. Some of you have spent millions of naira to keep faith with me today. So now you understand, I understand. Some persons came from outside the country, you have an idea of the cost. And when we were commencing this process, some people felt we were going to discuss Emeka and the issues in Imo State. I'm happy you have seen that that's the matter in the past. That's not the subject. And the subject is not to talk about my future, but the subject is simply to gather Nigerians to talk about the well-being of our people and talk about democracy, which we believe in. I've lived my life pursuing the cause of democracy. And so when I take certain positions, it should be understood. I do not take positions because I like you or I don't like you, but because I believe that democracy remains the best form of governance in our land. And because I know I do no other business than pursuing this cause, it makes sense for me to do everything to sustain it. And I want to urge everyone that at times like this, that we should all rise and protect this institution. For me, I've been in the legislature for 12 years. I've passed that to that institution, and so I remain committed to that institution. I had the privilege of serving in the executive as a staff and later as an elected governor. And so I would also protect that institution. And I think that judiciary is very fundamental in our stability. So I urge all men and women of goodwill, all of us gathered here, very distinguished Nigerians. From my home state, Governor Chukwu is leading a team that includes former Governor Ihedioha and many others are serving Senator Sita. I'm at home with my people, we're at home. But it's important that we do everything we can without fear of favor and speaking truth to power to sustain and protect this institution, to protect democracy. I believe to all of us, mistakes have been made and will always be made. What is important is the way forward. I had a very wonderful upbringing. I didn't come from very rich background. I had a modest background. Civil service parents. They kept telling me that good name is better than money. But in the course of development, I've had access to money. But I've also known the money you should not touch and the one you cannot. And I know that there is life after money. And that as long as God lives, and I must be honest, what we are doing today, it's essentially not my money. I did not beg. But friends who cared, friends who know that this must happen, have made sure it has happened. Tonight, I'll be hosting virtually everyone here, and perhaps more, also in the same manner. I'm overjoyed with gratitude. Governor Masari would have been, Speaker Masari would have been in Katsina today, but he said, Emeka, I must celebrate you. Vice President Emeka would have been out of town today. He said, Emeka, I'll celebrate you. Of course, my brother, Aminu Tambuwa, will be traveling later this night, but he had to be here to honor us. President Bassel had to cut short a few other programs to be here. Likewise, all of you. I don't want to join that debate of who is the oldest man. Officially, for the oldest man here, he told me that this year he has only committed himself to traveling outside Lagos twice. But Emeka, because you've come, I'll make it a third one. I'm indeed very grateful. I can't talk about everyone. The Deputy Governor of Enugu and Deputy Governor of Abia. You came in because your bosses have commitments, state functions that they couldn't leave to be here, but they've ensured they sent our best regards. My family is indeed very, very grateful. I'm happy for the kind of family I have, the parentage I have, for my siblings who have shown me love and support over the years. For my wife who has sustained me in prayer that even at very difficult times, will still keep going. That in spite of the tribulations and difficulties that have come our way, that God who remains God and who is. And I must say, sir, I have very wonderful children who are making me proud. For my daughter, whom I told yesterday that if I don't see her, she's in the UK. I said, if I don't see you, I have another daughter. She has called me more than 10 times. And said, Daddy, please, are you sure that we said? I said, well, I'm still watching you. If I see you, I change my mind. But if I don't see you, anything can happen. So just before I got in, she said, Daddy, please don't do that thing you said you will. She enjoys to be the only daughter of the house. To my children who are unavoidably absent because they want to be better than me tomorrow, they would have all been here, and I seek that you all understand. My younger brother, Obina, you've been a rock, and I appreciate you for who you are. Madam Ete, the only woman among the men, but at every point in time you outshine them. It looks like you have a uniform with your son, Tamboa. So we'll discuss. Governor Masari will tell us what happened and at what point and what will. I thank you most sincerely. And I want to assure you that I remain whom I am. I'll be unfazed. I'll remain your friend. I'll remain consistent. I'll remain supportive and protective of our institution. May God bless all of you. For me and democracy, it is still God do us apart. My brother Donald Duke tried to harass me that he will not come, and I said, let me see how you won't come, because I know so much that the world should not hear. Thank you very much. Don't you Amechi, tomorrow call me senior. Tambuwal has killed, Dimeji has killed, so you know that this business. I told Tambuwal and Dimeji that today there is no Mr. Speaker, that what we have today is Dimeji and Aminu. So maybe after today we'll do a review. Senator Ken Namani, our boss, our chairman of my presiding officers forum, Senator Dolphins Wabara, my organ, Senator David Mark has taught me so much in recent times. That business he was doing with Waba, he taught me and Aminu. And I believe we've learned very well and we're doing interestingly very well. My brother Opute, you know you fly all over the place. And your flight landed this morning to be here. I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. When Governor Igu told me that he was 85 years old, I thought it was a joke. So I'm sure when we count Anyoko, SNOKK, of course, Baba. Am I saying anything? My senior brother and elder, Professor Jerry Ghana, who said, and you know, he would always speak and speak well. Finally, nearly Moke, my senior brother, and your team that have put this together, I will remain immensely grateful. All of you who have contributed, all of you who have worked. Kayode came in, he also moves like, Tambuwa, so you know, you may not know where he is at any point. But he said to me, wherever I am, I will perch here. Maybe after here, I may not know where next I will go to. So I take notes that here. General Olagose Oyilola, every one of you, Governor Samebu, where do I begin? And the policeman of the house, the honorary policeman, Adamu Waziri, Abdul Fattah, Chief SNOKK, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am happy. God bless you.